All right, everyone. It is exciting.
Yeah.
We are back here for the quarterfinals of this Friday Night Magic tournament. Thanks for all of you who have stuck with us, and for those of you just joining or watching after the fact. We started with 35 runners. We have narrowed that down through 5 rounds of Swiss to the following 8 competitors. First and foremost, here in the feature match, as we like to call it, on the left, he started the night there in round 1. He's going to end the night there possibly, or at least start his climb to the top. That's Brett Rose playing Esper tokens. His opponent, who we've not seen tonight on camera. If you've watched the stream before, you've seen him sitting in the chair next to me for an entire month, I think. He did not play standard before rotation, so he was free every Friday night. It's Michael Taylor. He's playing Junk Midrange. So, one deck we've seen before, one player we've seen before, but a new deck that we have not seen. And actually, Michael Taylor has not played this deck in FNM before, so this is a new deck even for him. So, should be interesting. We, like I said, we appreciate everyone who has been following us. Hopefully, we have another round of high-quality Magic action for you. Who you got in this matchup, gentlemen?
I thought that tokens deck was pretty slick. I haven't seen the Junk Midrange deck at all.
Which is unusual because you really like Junk.
I love Junk.
At 11:30, oh my gosh, it's 11:30 and we're just starting round 1.
Time for the late show.
I'll be honest, most weeks I hope they play it out. This week I'm hoping for a chop. Chop.
Do you have any word on the prizes? Maybe that will raise the stakes for our viewers?
Here is something. The winner usually gets something like 20-some packs, you know what I mean? Right, give or take. But here's one thing that they do here at Lost Legion. It's a very flat pay structure. They actually pay out to everyone who has 9 points gets a pack. So everyone who went 3 and X got a pack. So that does pull a little bit away from the top 8. The prize structure is very top heavy, but they do like to make it so that everyone, this is a fun environment.
Yeah.
This is not a highly competitive environment, although it is very lucrative for the top 2. So, should be a good time. I'll go ahead and start the round clock simply for, obviously the round is not timed, but simply for my own benefit. The night has really gotten away from us there. It is a long time. You see Michael mulliganing down. So this, oh no.
Yes,
I did it wrong. All right, like a noob. Michael Taylor is on the right. So let's talk about this Junk Midrange deck while I fix this. Junk Midrange.
Has anybody seen it today?
I have not seen it today. I saw him playing it a little bit earlier. I saw Max Turner play a version of it all the way to the championship of that Star City qualifier that I've been talking about all night. I'm not sure exactly what his makeup is, but I know he's playing... It's exactly what you think it is. It's every good card in those colors.
Oxen Smiters.
I'm not sure about that. I know there's Thragtusks. I know there is Olivia's. I know there is... Overgrown Tombs.
Grizzly Salvage, Unburial Rights packages.
No, I don't think he's playing. He's not playing the Reanimator version.
Oh,
he's just playing like a mid-range style. I could be wrong. He might be playing it, but when I asked him, I don't think he said it was Reanimator. But you are right. So we see interesting start from Brett there with the Judge's Familiar, and then he turned 2 favorable wins. What do you think about Judge's Familiar?
Not good.
Okay, so I'm wrong. That's a Grizzly Salvage, right?
Yeah.
So he's playing. Maybe he is playing Reanimator. Why don't we just say Junk?
Yeah.
And then once we figure out what it is, we'll add the modifier.
He did sacrifice his familiar to kill that Grizzly Salvage.
No, it's not a Grizzly Salvage. It's a.
No?
Was it a Golgari Charm?
Oh, that might be. Yeah, you're right.
Note number 1 in Magic gameplay commentary: learn the cards. That's what I need to do.
They're very tiny.
They are tiny. That's another piece of feedback. we've gotten in the past is that maybe we could zoom in on the cards a little bit more.
I think you could step your camera in a little bit.
I could. It's not as easy as that sounds,
Mm-hmm.
simply because of the tripod I'm using. It's not. There's not something lower than that would work
Mm-hmm.
without some kind of end around, but we'll figure it out. So we see Lingering Souls. A little token on token action. I'm doing it. I'm putting Midrange back up there. Boom. I'm gonna have to say I really like that new graphics package. Not trying to toot my own horn there, but I think it's so much cleaner than the.
Yeah, as a guy who's watched a lot of the replay videos on YouTube, yes, the new graphics package is a lot nicer than the old one.
Well, yeah, the old one wasn't a graphics package at all. It was just a dark part of the screen and some text. So, Lingering Souls comes down. And in the Battle of Lingering Souls, Brett is going to win simply because his are all 2/2s. Now, I'd imagine Michael is playing Abrupt Decay in his main deck, so he probably does have an answer to that in the main, but still, he's going to have to dig in for every Abrupt Decay that eats an Anthem. It's probably something else that's going to live that Brett's excited about.
But Abrupt Decay is not very exciting against his tokens deck because the tokens come 2 at a time.
Yeah, sometimes 4 at a time. Alright, so tokens jump out. I'm trying to see what's... No, he is playing the Reanimator. Gosh. I'm so upset. I've had to change it so many times. I had it on the wrong side, I had the wrong deck, then I changed it, then change it back.
It's okay.
Thanks, Ian. So we see Restoration Angel come down, get some massive value out of the Centaur Healer. Wait, did he do that on his own turn? Oh, did he attacked in and then... Yeah, I gotcha. And then we see that Bolt of the Archangel, which... very strong effect. We've talked about it earlier. We saw its power earlier. So one interesting thing here is the Angel of Serenity, which is the crux of these Reanimator decks. It just serves as a hard removal spell, because you're instead of exiling things and bouncing it to hand, the tokens just go away.
Yeah.
So Azori's Charm here. Midnight Haunting. Makes 4 more power of dudes. Let's see how he decides to... He's going to trade them all out.
Yep.
1 for 1. Swapping the appropriate tokens. How many spirit tokens are there? There got to be several, right?
Well, there's the one from Innistrad block. There's the Star City one, and there were spirit tokens in the Shadowmoor Eventide.
Oh my! I don't mean to cut you off there, but we see a Intangible Virtue and a Drawspell Captain. So those are all 1, 2, 3. Those are 5 5s now.
Yeah.
5 hexproof, right?
Yeah.
No, 4 4. Yeah, 4 4.
Yeah.
4 4 hexproof Vigilant. And he has the back half of a Lingering Souls in his graveyard to flashback. He also has Vault of the Archangel online.
Yeah.
So in a pretty good spot here.
It's going to take something pretty interesting here on Michael's.
Yeah, he does have it looks like he has Angel Serenity in his hand, but he's a long way from casting it. These Lingering Souls are going to buy him some time, but you're right, he's going to need some other kind of business. See, there's Angel, looked like. I don't know what the other 2 cards are. Probably Show and Tell and Emrakul, I think.
One can only hope.
Do the Junk Reanimator decks splash for Legacy combos?
Yeah. It's Junk Splash Legacy.
I'm assuming he has main deck Necro in this as well.
Necro's banned in Legacy.
I really thought he would lead off with Thoughtseize here to clear the way. Burial Rites on Centaur Healer. That can't be good. I think you want to get the... I don't think either of them is good. He gains some life. I don't have to adjust my life totals. So we see another Midnight Haunting come down. That's all that's all we needed there. Yep, so we have confirmed in all this that Michael is in fact playing the junk Reanimator deck. After many confusing moments where we talked ourselves in and out of it. So just not fast enough to overcome Brett's start there. And then we see, like I said, the power of the tokens deck. It comes out of nowhere. It's not the first time I've seen it behave like that. Where you see, it seems very innocuous when you play turn 2 favorable wins. But then the anthems pile up, and then
it gets ugly quick.
Your one copy of Lingering Souls makes 16 power guys.
Lingering Souls is a very efficient card.
16 power guy is also the name of my glam rock band.
Mm-hmm.
So go and check us out. Something going on up there. A very young Magic player. So can we see what Brett's citing in here? I see some O-rings. I do not see what he brought in. I need to be much better about that. I think he cited out the Drogskull captains. He looks like he cited out gold cards, and he's not going to show us what they were in there. So we'll see his sideboard when he draws it, should he draw it. And until then, we are flying blind.
Drogskull captain doesn't seem very exciting anytime he's played it.
It's the least powerful Anthem card in his deck. Not only is it the most expensive, but it turns on a lot of the reason that Brett's deck is good is because it blanks a lot of 1-for-1 removal. And by playing Drogskull Captain, all you're doing is giving them something good to Ultimate Price or Searing Spear or whatever the card might be.
I used to play an Esper Delver deck.
Yeah, you did play.
And Drogskull Captain was always like my least favorite card.
Well, you can always live the dream where you have 2 of them out, and then they're very good. Well, if you have anthems, but then.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's not necessarily. It's not unbeatable by any stretch of the imagination, and yeah, they're very fragile, especially in a format where everybody's playing bonfires. Not that everyone's playing bonfires right now, but I mean
I'm sure they'll make their way back around. Card like Bonfire.
It is a heck of a Magic card. If you have forgotten that Bonfire exists, then you are just asking yourself to get blown out.
Now, watching these guys sideboard, they both pull out just the few cards that they want and put them in. Now, are you guys the type of people to shuffle in your whole 15 and then pull 15 out, or?
We've talked about that in the past, and I will give you my honest opinion. Mm-hmm. The people who can do that 15 in, 15 out are the following people. They are professional players who are good enough to know exactly what needs to come out, and they are playing in tournaments against people where that edge might be an advantage. Most of us are idiots, and we'll put in 15 cards and then take out the wrong 15, or only take out 12, or some other way, like handicap ourselves. Yeah. So the chance of getting yourself DQ'd or really screwing something up does not outweigh the small edge you might gain by tricking them into thinking that you sideboarded more, or not letting them know exactly how many cards you brought in.
I'm more the count cards out, count cards in, back and forth, 2 piles on the table. And I still can barely do it.
When I do, I've only played in really one top-tier tournament, the Grand Prix Indianapolis, the Legacy event earlier in the year. And when I did that, I would just put my sideboard on top of my deck, so they'd all be in one pile, but the sideboard would be at the beginning. So I could still see what was going in and what was coming out, but it was a little bit more. It was all one big brick. Yeah. They couldn't tell exactly which cards I'm taking out or how many of them, but... like I said, I don't really think it's...
The information's not that...
Especially at the FNM level, I don't know why anyone would ever do that. So, no action from Michael in the first 2 turns. A Judge's Familiar from Brett. Very interesting card in his deck. Judge's Familiar, obviously sort of looking for Curse Catcher, wannabe type card, 4 spike on a stick.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a more updated version of Curse Catcher, but it doesn't have the important creature type that Curse Catcher does. So.
Yeah, you pound into it with infinite mirror rejuries. Whoops. What happened?
That's interesting.
Screen region's all shot now. Great.
Great, guys. Great. Stream over.
Alright, we're going to... Oops.
It actually showed your wiener worm again.
Wiener worm. Oh, man. No one said we were above this level of comedy. Is that the kind of groundbreaking stand-up comedy that people can expect? I mean, so the other day I was on a magic stream talking about wiener worms. What's the deal with wiener worms? It's not a wiener.
The thing I noticed about wiener worms is it's a worm.
Negate comes out of Brett there. As we see, he did not take the captains out. Or he maybe took 3 of them out. Oh, he may have taken out charms too. He's playing Azorius Charm.
Yeah.
He may have taken those out. I don't think that... Well, no, those are really good in this matchup too.
Yeah.
So now is the awkward point where he has 3 creatures on board and 3 anthems that don't affect those creatures.
Yeah.
But what Michael will likely not be able to do is resolve a like when you just sack a dude and fog him another turn and hope you draw Lingering Souls or a Vault of the Archangel or something. I guess Favorable Winds is pretty good here, right? Front half of Lingering Souls. So Michael's struggling for business here. I know he has it in his deck. There's Unburial Rights in his hand.
Oh.
That was a quick one. Oh my goodness, what is it? Abrupt Decay, but no. I'd be interested to talk to Michael about his choice for Cavernous Souls there. I'm not a fan of Cavernous Souls. Only in the humans deck and the...
Zombies.
Not even the zombies, because, like, all the splash color spells in zombies, like, if you have red in your zombie deck, it's because you want to play burn spells, and you can't cast a spell with the Cavernous Souls. So congratulations to Brett Rose. That one was over quick. We'll see if we can sneak another match in there. I will take a break here very quickly and step outside. See if I can find another match to slot in their place. But congratulations to Brett Rose. He moves on to the top 4. Unfortunately for Michael, could not find the answers he needed, or more importantly, could not find the mana he needed in that game. Could not get his Reanimator strategy online. So, like I said, hold on just a second. We'll be right back. Alright everyone, that was quick. We are back for another quarterfinal matchup. In this one, I have them swapped. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why there's a small child running around unattended. So, on the left, we have Stream Regular. Scotty Wright. He is playing a blue-white-red midrange deck. We've seen an interesting progression from Scotty over the weeks since rotation. At first it started as that Is It what he called aggro deck, which was Delvers and Burn Spells and Runechainer's Pikes and Counter Magic. That morphed into a blue-white-red mid-range deck, I believe with Geist of St. Traft. And I think he's made some tweaks to that, but he's still playing the that same kind of strategy this week. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little distracted by that. That's
it's a very happy
a
child.
little girl running around. It's like midnight. So I'm trying to figure out why a 4 or 5-year-old is up at midnight. But. So that's what's going on here. They are on game 2 actually, which is pretty fortunate for us because one way or the other, this is at least going to. Oh, thanks. So Scotty is up in game 1. Vickers lamented that he burned him out in the first game. So, And I was talking to Michael off the camera there, and he was saying that he still likes he's just playing one cavern, and he still likes to play the one because it does help him resolve some crucial spells. But
They've also mentioned in this stream that Cavern, they're saying it's important to getting the Thragtusk out there and not getting it countered.
I mean, it's very good. It's just a question of, like, is this a format where people are playing a lot of counter magic, or is this a format where stumbling on mana is important? So.
And these two are off to a very...
It's a lot of draw, though.
Yeah.
These are two mid-range decks, and I think this is a battle where neither of them really wants to blink and become the beatdown, because both decks are just filled with a lot of answers. One card that was interesting in the various builds of Scotty's deck over the last few weeks is he's playing a single Devil's Play, which he's won a lot of games, both on camera and off camera, by just waiting until the end of the game, fireballing you, untap, fireballing you again. So it'd be interesting to see if that's still in this deck and if it makes an appearance. It was an interesting choice there to syncopate. I guess maybe just to tap him out. The old mana leak trick, just one spell a turn.
Not a terrible idea, I guess.
Scotty's played this deck a lot more than I have, obviously, so he knows what... looks like he's got a Geist there. Oh, maybe he's just tapping him out so he can resolve his Geist, but the Geist isn't that great against a 3/3, and when Adam untaps, there's a string of 3/4 flash bounce spells coming. If there's one thing I know, it's that as we see... that's much better than anything we were talking about. Thundermaw Hellkite. Thundermaw Hellkite's a very interesting card. When that card got spoiled, everyone was ecstatic about it. It came out, it was like a $30 to $35 card, and no one played it in any deck. And now people are starting to realize, a 5/5 flyer with haste is pretty good. It's amazing that we live in a world, in terms of Magic, where 5/5 flying haste guy with another upside is not nearly as exciting to everyone as it could be.
Especially considering some of us played back in the day where Shivan Dragon was a real card. Yeah.
5/5 flyer for 6 that you could fire breathe.
Yeah.
That was the stone cold nuts. Many a Sarah Angel and Shivan Dragon went at it.
Yeah.
So interesting stalemate here, or not stalemate, but just trading haymakers. Looks like the Detention Sphere is going to come down. But see, the problem is you Detention Sphere the Thragtusk, and what's that really gain you? Because if Adam somehow, if he O-rings your Detention Sphere, then you...
gave him a free token, on the way.
In the limited amount of standard playtesting I've done in the past, it's a very interesting dynamic. The O-ring effect on the Thragtusk, it's you're kind of running with the devil there, because it's the last thing you want to do is it to get destroyed and come back with 5 life and another token. So the Geist does in fact come down, and we see a Detention Sphere on the Thragtusk. That is in fact what Scotty decided to do. Adam down to, he's got 5 cards in hand. He's drawn every land in his deck, it looks like. So the swing in knocks Scotty down to 11. Apparently the only cards Adam plays are life gain spells attached to 3 toughness creatures. So, looks like a Syncopate. It'll be really good right here. I was going to say Cyclonic Rift, but that's not even really that good. Mizium Mortars would be okay.
Yeah.
Can he even cast it? Yeah, I think he can. I see is that Supreme Verdict? Is that good? So he can get in here for 9, suicides his Geist, drops Adam to 14, and then he's going to cast Supreme Verdict, I think. That is Supreme Verdict in his hand, right? Looks like 2 of them. 2 Supreme Verdicts, a Syncopate, and a Geist of St. Trap. So he can Supreme Verdict and follow up with Geist. That's a pretty good play. That's clearly the way to go, I think.
There it is.
I guess he's afraid that if his Geist gets countered, that's the worst possible thing. I was thinking about that. That plan works. That plan looks great up until the point where your Geist gets
syncopated. Yep.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm a little scared to open the door, actually, now.
I wouldn't do it. So Scotty up against it here. His Supreme Verdict plan didn't work out exactly as he had planned, and his follow-up Geist was syncopated. He does have access to Moorland Haunt, it looks like. The top land he has there is a Moorland Haunt, isn't it? So he can at least chump the, the way he's stacking his mana kind of confirms it. So 5 mana means, another Silverheart, which he's going to syncopate, I'm sure. You can't let the Silverheart, well, you can, I guess. You make a token, you chump, then you Supreme Verdict next turn. Token chumps. Looks like, did he draw another Verdict? That's a lot of Wrath effects in this deck. I do like these cards that can't be countered. Not from anything other than just a logistical point. It's just fun to I'm just going to play this.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. Just I don't want to have to. Don't think about it. Just scoop them up, right?
I mean, it matters a little bit in Standard, but the Eternal formats, where you'll see counter-heavy decks, not to be able to, stop anything, they're going to. I mean, they hate these cards already, so.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of men on the table.
Another Thunderbolt comes down. And it looks like this one sticks and gets in. So Scotty has navigated this game fairly well here. Restoration Angel comes down. Not the ideal card in this circumstance. Scotty has a Snapcaster Mage, a Syncopate, and is that a Pillar of Flame? I can't tell. All the cards look the same, and these 2 gentlemen flick their cards with a speed that Brian Kibler would be jealous of. Centaur Healer drawn off the top, as well as a negate. Looks like. But the interesting thing here is that with the township, I believe Adam can make his Angel a 5/6. It's a 4/5 already. He can tick it up to a 5/6, and then it will eat the Thunderbolt. So he's thinking about what he wants to do there.
Alright, trying to make up his mind if he's going to try and swing him with the Thunder Maul, or... Yep, and he did it.
Sends it.
He sends it in and...
Block. He's going to activate the township.
Yep, there he goes.
Pillar will finish it off. Or was it a Searing Spear? Searing Spear.
Yep.
Oh, he Searing Speared the Centaur, in response to the activation, snap back the Syrian Spear to take out the... No, it's not a Syrian Spear he's snapping back, but it's one of the charms.
Charm. A lot of things happened there.
Yeah.
I will admit to not knowing what any of them were because I was coming back in from outside. I believe someone was listening to a song on their cell phone, and that's why I was losing my mind. I thought something was going on. A lot of activity going on outside. Well, that's very interesting. That's a mayor, isn't it?
Yeah, mayor of
the
Everbrook.
mayor of Everbrook.
I like that card.
So Scotty down to 1 here. I think he's fine because doesn't he have yet another Supreme Verdict in his hand?
Yeah. We believe that he drew the third one earlier. We were never...
Well, now I'm not so sure. He certainly doesn't have it now because he would not have pillared that thing. His last card is a Syncopate. Wouldn't you snap back the Supreme Verdict? So his goal here is to chump block, as Max Turner and Adam Vickers are involved in some kind of off-camera conversation. So chump block, buys him a turn. Adam doesn't have any cards in his hand, does he?
No.
So for as long as he has dudes in his graveyard, he can fog Adam every turn, unless he comes up with a... well, that's a very good draw. So does he have like a rift or something in the graveyard? Adam is Hellbent, right?
Yeah.
So you swing in for 3. Then you angel your Snapcaster. That leaves you with 4 mana open. So Searing Spear, Pillar of Flame, Supreme Verdict, and is that a Syncopate?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ooh, see, I don't know. I don't know about that. Is he just going to Restoration Angel, jump, flashback the Searing Spear and try to outrace him? That would be a very interesting play.
Just thinking it back over again. Let's see.
I mean, I think that might be the play, right? Because Adam has to swing in. You flash in your Angel, chump block his Angel, flashback. Oh, he can't cast it. Oh, yeah, he can. Targeting Searing Spear. Chumps. Double Townships. End of turn, flashes back Searing Spear, and that's enough. Wow. I'm proud of myself. I found that little out there myself. More importantly, Scotty found it, and that line of play leads him to a 2-0 victory, and he moves on to our top 4. It is very possible that was the last match that we were waiting for in the top 8. In the other quarterfinal, let's talk about this briefly. So we saw, in the first matchup, we saw Brett Rose Esper Tokens take down Michael Taylor's Junk Reanimator deck 2-0. Joe Lewis and Joe Lewis is playing, I don't know what he's playing. Oh, Green-White Midrange. He is playing Joseph Deal, who's playing Rakdos Aggro. They're on game 3. I don't know who won that one. Joseph Deal, Rakdos deck won last week's FNM. Scotty Wright just beat Adam Vickers here. Is it control topping Bant Midrange 2-0? And in the final quarterfinal, we have Megan Berger's Golgari Zombies. She was undefeated going into the top 8. She is squaring off against Yin Chang Seng, who is playing Jund Control. He lost to Joseph in the finals of last week's FNM. So some good decks here in the top 8. We know half of the final 4. I'm going to stick my head out real briefly here, see where we stand as far as the rest of the round is concerned, and then we'll be back briefly one way or the other.